Welcome to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron. On this channel, we'll talk about Ethereum news, projects, play to earn, NFTs, and Ethereum price. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion, and we're here to educate and entertain. Sorry about my voice today, guys. It's been a crazy week. Just a lot going on for my voice. I'm a musician as well as a pastor at my church, and sometimes I get to talk a lot. And fortunately, when I get a little bit of gravelly in my voice, it starts to go away. So please bear with me. If you find value in this video today, please smash up the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. So let's get to it. Today we are talking about gas fees on Ethereum. Now, what is gas and how does it work in the Ethereum network? Well, Ethereum, the Ether coin itself, is literally the monetary fuel, if you will, of the smart contracts that happen on the Ethereum blockchain. So in order to make a transaction, a little bit of ETH is paid to the miner of the block that was created, as well as some of it is burned to make the price of Ethereum more deflationary in a future day. And in fact, we've had two, maybe three, if I count them right, deflationary days in the last week because of the amazing gas fees that we've been burning. And a lot of it is due to the NFT space. Each transaction costs Ethereum. So whether you're trading on Uniswap or moving an asset into another chain or transferring Ethereum to a side chain or to a roll-up network for cheaper gas fees or faster transactions, you're paying a little bit of Ethereum to transact. So with every single transaction, every single smart contract costs a little bit of Ethereum, sometimes more and sometimes less. Right now, we have some pretty high gas fees because there's a lot of things going on the network. So currently we're at 68 GUI. GUI is the subdenomination of the Ethereum network. You can have 1 Ether, or you can have 0.00001 GUI, and so each GUI is that point whatever piece of Ethereum. So part of the reason why we've had some really high gas fees, like I said, is the NFT market. OpenSea has and other NFT projects have just skyrocketed in the last month in particular, and we've seen gas prices as high as hundreds of dollars. I think some of the highest I've seen reported is $500 for a single transaction. All right, so the GUI, or the gas price, is a subset of the total ETH price at the moment, and it relates to how much gas fees we're paying. I want to give you an example. So if I go over to, say I want to play Axie Infinity, just had a video out on that last week. Want to deposit to my Ronin bridge. Actually have 4 AXS tokens that I'd like to transfer over to the Ronin network from the Ethereum network. Now, the Ronin network is built on Ethereum. It's what Axie Infinity runs on as far as the wallet goes and the network that it's run on. But you do have to transfer, your AXS or Ethereum into the Ronin network to buy Axies, to breed with your AXS tokens. And so I've been actually waiting on this for a little while. Let's see what the prices are. So go to my Ronin wallet, and I grab the address here. I put it into the Ronin address here. Let's do it again anyway. And then we choose our asset, and I'd like to transfer AXS from my MetaMask, which I bought in Coinbase and transferred into my MetaMask. That transaction wasn't terribly expensive. I think I paid $20 for that. but I'm looking for a price under $100 at least, and really under $50 if I can find one. Haven't been able to in weeks. So thankfully I transferred plenty of AXS tokens about 2 weeks ago when I found a decent price for them. Paid about $47 I think was the exact number to transfer some over. And let's see what things are looking at like right now. Yeah, $64. That's actually relatively inexpensive compared to what I was seeing just a couple days ago. So I might actually take this transaction, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm really hoping this drops a little bit more. Obviously, with the lower price of ETH that we've seen in the last 2-3 days, with the dump that we had Tuesday morning, the day after Labor Day, the 6th of September. We've seen a little bit of drop in gas prices because gas is related to the price of Ethereum. But it's also related to the speed of the network. So many people are trying to transact at one time. And so Ethereum only has so many transactions per second. And because of that is why we're seeing these high gas prices. See, we're already up to, we're still relatively low at 67. I think it dropped under 60 for a second there. I'm going to wait on this. I think in a day or two, as long as we don't see a huge pump in the price, I might be making a mistake because I do think Ethereum's going to pump soon. But I'm going to wait on this perhaps into a later time this evening where gas prices might get a little lower. I think if I remember correctly, like after 10 p.m. Central American time is when I've seen the lowest prices as far as gas goes. There's a link to a list of best times for gas prices, and I'll link that into the link below so you can check that out. But right now gas prices are high, $50 for a transaction minimum. Yes, the other day it was 120, and like I said before, it's been reported as high as $500 for a single transaction. And I do think that's relative to the complexity of the transaction. I think transferring ETH out or a different asset out of the Ethereum network to a side chain like the Ronin network, or trading it into Polygon network is a little bit more expensive than just buying Ethereum on the network. Like, I bought Ethereum via Coinbase, and it's right there on layer 1, the main net of Ethereum, and it didn't cost very much. I think I paid $20 to buy like 4,000 ETH, or $4,000 in ETH rather, but 1 ETH the other day to do some of these transactions that I want to create. But I will say that, the more complex, like moving into a sidechain, the higher the fees are going to be. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but I do understand that it's part of the complexity of creating the transaction or completing the contract on the network. So how do we get away from these gas fees? How do we do transactions on the network, still on the Ethereum network, but also with smaller gas fees and quicker time? Because sometimes these transactions can take a really long time, especially if you're waiting for lower gas fees. You can pay a little bit extra and get a faster transaction, but sometimes you're waiting, 2-3 minutes, which isn't terrible to wait for a transaction. I wish there was like a way to say, hey, Ethereum, I'll wait, all day. Just find me the cheapest transaction. And there probably is one. I'll just have to look that up actually. But right now, the transaction between the Ronin bridge and the Ethereum network, I don't have a choice at what time of day. I can't tell it. I only want to spend so much right now. And so I'm looking for a sub $50 transaction fee because that's what works for my breeding strategy inside of Axie Infinity to make a good investment there, to stay profitable with my breeding in my Axies. But unfortunately, currently at least, the Ronin bridge isn't available on a side chain. And what are side chains? So this is the next thing that I'd like to talk about. And how do you go to layer 2 so that you can have less gas fees and quicker transactions? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. There's a complete side chain, similar to so that would be like a Polygon network, which would be and the reason why they call it a side chain is because they use their own validators, their own nodes to make sure that the transactions are secure. So you're taking your Ethereum, you're moving it into the Polygon network, you're transacting on the Polygon network, and then it's settled in the Ethereum network. But the validation comes from the Matic Polygon network itself. And so let's go over to this layer 2 page. This is ethereum.org, and I'll link to this below, but this article is awesome to explain all the different layer 2 and roll-up solutions that there are. So the different solutions here, we have roll-ups, which is a layer 2 functionality. Optimism and Arbitrum are the two most popular currently networks that are running as layer 2. They are not side chains. They are just a second layer on top of the Ethereum, where the transaction is being done in the rollup network, say like Optimism or Arbitrum, but the basically what they're doing is spreading the fees over a multitude of transactions. So they're paying one transaction fee for a multitude of transactions and using the mainnet as the validation. So there's some pros and cons in doing this. One of the cons is that there can be some long wait times to get your money out of the roll-up network. So if you were to deposit into the roll-up network, it could take some time to transact into it. But then I understand that the wait times are longer on the withdraw side of things, because you might need to wait for a roll-up to happen in order to get your funds out of layer 2. So other issues are possibly that you could run into on like a layer 2 is liquidity, because what if all of one resource is super used up in that roll-up? Well, you might not get to pull out your Ethereum. If a huge block of Ethereum is transacted on one rollup, you might need to wait until the next rollup in order to get that asset off of the the network. So sorry about my voice, guys. I feel squeaky and I'm not terribly powerful today, but I'm doing my best. I'm trying to bring you this information. So zero knowledge rollups. This is actually what the Polygon network does. Like I said, they're a side chain. They are sort of doing rollups. They're not really doing rollups because they're transacting separately from the Ethereum network and then bringing transactions back to. But the validation is done on the network itself. It's not done immediately on layer 1, whereas rollups do the validations happen really quickly, because the validation is immediate on layer 2 because it's within the Ethereum network. It's done very quickly, but the transactions themselves take time because of the roll-up situation. So I hope that explains it well. I'll leave a link to this ethereum.org article in the comments below, or in the notes below, because I find it really fascinating, and I think it really explains well what the difference is between a zero knowledge and an optimistic roll-up. So there's also some hybrids in there. I think Arbitrum in particular has a hybrid feature where they're doing some validation off chain, but you'll have to look into that yourself in that link. So here's another article that really helps to kind of define Arbitrum versus Optimism versus Polygon that I'll link to. The main takeaway from me here was that it really helps me to understand that Polygon was a side chain rather than a roll-up. And if you look a little deeper on this roll-ups article in ethereum.org, if you go to underneath the zero knowledge layer here, you see this Hermes network. So Hermes was actually purchased, or they linked with Polygon, Matic. Sorry if that's confusing. It used to be Matic, now it's Polygon, and then they bought Hermes, or they partnered with Hermes and became Polygon. And that is why you don't see Polygon listed in this article specifically, is because Hermes became part of Polygon. So hope that helps. Well, anyway, if you got any questions, please put them in the comments below. Now here's the article on Hermes and Polygon becoming one. So that happened in August, just not too long ago. That's incredible. So anyway, I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you got some knowledge out of this video, if you found it helpful, please smash up the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. This video is brought to you by Friedrichs Coffee. I get all my coffee from Friedrichs. They are local to me in the Midwest, and they roast all of their coffee to order. That means when you order on the roasting day, they ship it to your address in the same day that they roast it. So it gets to you fresh as can be. So they ship to the continental US. So you're in the 48 contiguous United States. You can go to friedrichscoffee.com and get some specialty coffee, some specific origins, some blends, espresso, cold brew blends. They even have tea, loose leaf in particular, some flavored coffee. So whatever your coffee likes are, they've got it for you, including Chemex and AeroPress and your different coffee makers there. You can even get a restaurant or a cafe quality espresso machine there if you're really into that, or if your crypto gains are so amazing. So hope you liked the video today. Comment below what you think about the different networks. My opinion, not to drag this out any longer, but my opinion is this is the scaling solution that's going to help before we get to ETH 2.0. With Ethereum 2.0, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Polygon network, with Arbitrum and Optimism, and with each iteration of these side chains and layer 2s, different applications have to port themselves over to them. So Uniswap has decided to use Arbitrum as well as Ethereum layer 1, but has opted out of using other networks for now, other sidechains for now, and other rollups for now. And so you can find Uniswap, if you go back to Ultrasound Out Money, the last several days, Uniswap's in the top 3 in the last 24 hours. You have to, if you want to swap tokens on the Ethereum network, they're one of the best as far as exchanges. And if you want to get less gas fees, you do have to transfer your money to a sidechain, which is going to cost you a good amount of money to begin with. But then you can use Uniswap on Arbitrum for a lot less gas and quicker fees. So if you're trying to trade quickly within Uniswap or other exchanges, look for them on sidechains. I personally would love to see the Ronin bridge that Axie Infinity is built on ported over to Polygon or to Arbitrum or Optimism, to see what sort of functionality, what sort of gas prices we can save. I would love to throw a bunch of Ethereum into Polygon and be able to buy or trade for AXS inside of Uniswap to get it into Axie Infinity. I think it would be a lot less expensive for those who are playing the game or breeding, but it is an extra step. So what I'm really looking forward to is ETH 2.0, so we can stay on layer 1, and use the mainnet of Ethereum the way it was supposed to be, without these high gas fees, and also excited about the deflationary pressure that will make, as ETH 2.0 also includes the change from proof of work into proof of stake, which is going to make fewer Ethereum tokens every day. So the asset will absolutely become deflationary, especially with gas or Ethereum being burned with every transaction. So thanks again for watching. My name's Aaron, and this is All Things ETH.